You just briefly say what the three key messages might be for farmers from your talk today.
Sure. So I guess right now we're on a journey where we know significant change is still required over the coming few years. We've got the essential freshwater policy, which is likely to have new regulations around, for example, wintering practices, farm environmental plans, and just shifting the bar in terms of good farming practice. We've achieved a lot over the last decade through effluent management, through farm environmental plan, through our dairy water accord, but we need to really focus now on actually telling the story of what we've actually achieved. So we're doing all this great work on farm, but how do we tell the story around what we've actually achieved downstream? What have we actually fixed, and how have we fixed that? So for me, it's really around good farming practices and targeting our practices at the key things that will make a difference downstream, and actually telling that story of what have we done and what has that meant.
David, and just can you give farmers some good news on just around the complexity of measuring and mitigating water quality trends? In particular, there's a risk that legislative changes might not actually have the desired effect.
Yeah, look, if you look at the recent Land and Water Aotearoa results released back in October, they paint quite a good picture, a better picture around water quality trends. So for 8 of the 9 variables, we are seeing more sites which are improving compared to degrading, and I think that's a very positive story. We're not there yet. Some of the metrics were sort of in the poor state, so we know we've still got work to do. But I think that we can sort of take comfort in the fact that the stuff we have been doing is starting to, together with others, urban environments as well, is starting to actually shift the dial on some of the trends in water quality downstream, and that's a very positive thing.
I really liked your comment right at the start about how New Zealand is actually measuring their water quality back to the original state. I think that's pretty awesome, and I think that probably just needs to be mentioned to people, that we're not actually moving from a very degraded state going back to quality. We're comparing to the original state.
Yeah, look, we all want fantastic water quality like we see in our national parks, and that's incredibly challenging given the impacts of land use change. But we're committed to this journey through our communities.
Thank you, David. And I guess, do you have a challenge that you would like to give to farmers?
I think the real challenge is how do we really tell our story in terms of change downstream. We're doing all this good stuff. How do we connect all the good stuff up and really showcase sort of that whole catchment, what have we achieved downstream, and how do we do that at pace and scale all around the country? A lot of great work is going on, but how do we accelerate that and actually tell that story? That for me is absolutely critical moving forward for the New Zealand public and for our dairy sector. And also putting it in the context of the wider farm system, the wider sustainability around animal care, biodiversity, the farm system, making sure we've got profitable and resilient farm systems while meeting our sustainability goals.
And that idea of having a one document measuring platform or monitoring platform that might encompass a lot of those things has got a lot of appeal for me as a sort of a keep it simple but do it well type of person. I think that's a great initiative.
Yeah, look, I think right now it's incredibly frustrating for a farmer to have so many cars coming up the driveway asking for bits of information around certain parts of the farm system, and the more we can simplify that and actually start teasing apart sort of things to report on it and what we're achieving, the better for farmers and all of us as a sector. Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. That's it's very refreshing, and I've got a lot of confidence in that approach. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.